Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and once again we're here with Dan Priest for Priest Insurance, and we're talking insurance. It's Insurance Talk with Priest Insurance, where you can see us every Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock on our social media channels and on our new Bolivar Live TV on Roku and Amazon Fire. Make sure you download those. It's free. You can watch us on the big screen. Dan, thanks for joining us. We're winding up for the year. We've been talking pricing. And today we're going to talk liability.
Okay.
Or at least that's what you told me.
Yes.
What do you mean by liability?
Liability is protection for you as the insured in the event that you're held liable for something you unintentionally or condition that you unintentionally caused.
So if someone comes over to see you and they trip over a gumball and fall and break their ankle, that's what you're talking about?
Something like that. So liability protection is typically a relatively inexpensive part of either your home insurance policy or your auto insurance policy. And it steps in to protect the things that you own already and your future earnings capacity. So it, pardon me, it will step in to pay any claim that you have. It also pays legal defense. So if you, for example, cause an automobile accident, there are liability limits in your policy. There's a state minimum that we'll go over with on another time that's $30,000, or you can purchase that number up to $500,000. So when you buy, for example, auto insurance, you are buying a pot of money to protect you in the event that you cause an accident to someone's person or to their property, meaning their car or cars that you hit. So you're only protected to the amount that you purchase.
And they can't sue you for more than that?
Oh, yes, they can.
Oh, they can?
Yeah, they can sue you for more than that. You become personally liable for your own attorney to protect your own assets beyond that, and your insurance company will not step in to do that. So if you, in auto insurance, have the state minimum of $30,000 and someone has a liability claim which may cause some maybe some physical therapy or major surgeries, anything above that $30,000 you become on the hook for. And the same thing holds true in property insurance. So there is...
Are the limits the same on property?
No, it does, it's different.
Okay.
You do buy a pot of money, and most homeowners insurance that we see when people come to us or we're examining things, they typically have $100,000 or $300,000 on their liability coverage. And liability insurance is a very inexpensive thing to buy on a homeowner's policy. So it costs maybe $10 a year to take that $100,000 to $1 million. So take a look at your policy, and you can also do some other things within your policy that will help reduce cost and provide you more protection. For example, if you own a second home in Bolivar, or you own a lake home or a rental property, you can extend that liability from your homeowner's policy. And it sort of reaches out like a hand and puts it on that other piece of property that you own. That's called additional premises liability. Most homeowners policies do have that, but you have to specifically endorse it on the policy to cover that property. That endorsement costs maybe $5 a year.
Okay.
So if you have a second home at the beach and I think Mardi Gras is coming up, and you decide to have a bunch of people down,
right,
and during that period somebody falls down your steps, okay, then that liability steps in to protect you. You many times have liability on that rental property or on that property that you own here in Bolivar or at the lake or wherever, but your homeowner's policy with that endorsement acts as a second layer of insurance for you. And it's a very inexpensive thing to have. If you have a second home or an additional piece of property somewhere else, you should do it. There are caveats with that. So if your rental property is in a corporation's name, the personal liability won't extend. So you have to make sure you're covered in all the bases, and also a short-term rental is different than a regular rental or a second home. So talk with us, your current provider, about what you're doing with liability and how you can use liability to possibly provide you more protection at virtually no more cost, whether that's in home insurance, auto insurance, or as an umbrella, which can sit over the top of it. And talk about your exposures, whether the house the second home is in your name, if it's in a corporate name, because all of that matters.
And often, how often do you use it? Is it just for family, your immediate family, or are you a big entertainer? If you have a lot of people come over, every weekend you've got a different group over, I would think that your chances of something happening might go up a little bit.
I'm not sure exactly what you're asking me, but this follows you around personally. It does not protect you as a named insured.
Okay.
So if your spouse falls down the stairs, that's not what that's for.
Covered. Okay.
But if you have, you can have a different group over every weekend, and it protects your liability in the event. For example, maybe, a lot of houses have been here long enough and maybe they didn't use stainless steel. The banister rails are getting bad. Somebody's propping against that rail and it falls over. Then, unfortunately, they go with it.
Right.
That's a cover.
That's all liability.
That's all liability exposure.
Great. Well, if people want to talk more about it, how can they what's the best way to get hold of Priest Insurance?
You can always call us, 409-755-7600. That's quick. You're going to get myself, Jamie, Shay, one of the girls at the office. You can also reach us at priestinsuranceenagency.com. And
they can email you from that. And that way you can keep track of your conversations back and forth. I can tell you the girls up at Priest Insurance and Dan himself really go the extra mile and work with you for the best pricing possible for the coverage you're looking for. And there's a lot of ways you can do that, and they're real knowledgeable, especially down here on the coast, on different insurances and how making sure you don't overlap on one to another. So give them a holler. It's that time of year when you need to go through your insurance and make sure you have the coverage you need, especially if you did any upgrades over the winter or bought new furniture. Make sure you have the coverage you need, because before you know it, we'll be into hurricane season, and we all know like we say, it's not a matter of if you're going to use it, it's when you're going to use it. So anyway, we're going to head on out. Dan, thanks for joining us. You didn't have coffee this morning.
I've already had enough.
Oh, you've had enough.
Yeah.
Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye. Priest Insurance Agency has been located in the heart of Lumberton, Texas since 2001, providing a consultative approach and educating customers on how their insurance works for them throughout the coastal region of Texas. Priest Insurance specializes in the coastal region of Texas, covering home, auto, business, and recreational insurance. With ties to the coastal communities, Dan Priest has had the sand between his toes since 1972, with a home on Bolivar Peninsula in Galveston County. He survived a storm named Ike, but lost his home. With insurance coverage, his family was able to rebuild following the 2008 storm and continues to make memories beachfront. Priest Insurance specializes in the coastal communities, family dwellings, investment property, and business insurance. They've been there. Whether you're looking for or have a family retreat along the Texas coast, investment property, or a business, Priest Insurance would be honored to work with you and your family to make sure you're covered anytime trouble arises. For more information on Priest Insurance and their contact information, please visit their website at www.priestinsuranceenagency.com, or their office is open for phone calls with questions and consultation Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. by calling 409-755-7600. Priest Insurance Agency, working and educating customers, making sure they understand and have the coverage they deserve.